Very well, tonight I want to talk about consistency. The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines consistency as firmness of constitution or character. It also defines consistency as agreement or harmony of parts or features to one another or a whole. Millard Drexler, the former chief executive officer and current chairman of the J. Crew Group, says people like consistency. Whether it's a store or a restaurant, they want to come in and see what you're famous for. End of quote. Thursday afternoon, the Senate's consistency on the procedure of handling impeachment motions against governors was tested. The House, in a majority vote, settled on an 11-member special committee to investigate and determine the merit of gross misconduct, violation of the Constitution and abuse of office allegations leveled against Wajir Governor Mohamed Abdi. In an impeachment motion that was approved by the County Assembly, the committee comprises Senators Okongo Omogeni, Johnson Sakaja, Mwangi Githiomi, Susan Kihika, Christine Zawadi, Mithika Linturi, Hargura Godana, Fred Outa, Agnes Kavindu Mudhama, Petronila Were, and Issa Boy Juma. It will be chaired by Senator Omogeni and has to return a verdict within 10 days. Now, listening to contributions in the House, one could easily note the slippery path that senators were walking in determining whether to support the establishment of a committee or have the impeachment matter handled by the House in a plenary session or sessions. But what was more prominent was the inconsistency by the members in their support or opposition for either route in handling the Wajir governor's impeachment issue. Some of the senators who, for example, rooted for the committee route during the impeachment of the then Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko were today pushing for a plenary prescription in the Wajir matter. Some of the senators who advocated for a plenary in the impeachment process against Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru were today pushing for a committee to hear and determine the merit of allegations against the Wajir governor. And some who were top advocates for a committee in the impeachment matter against the then Kiambu Governor Ferdinand Waitito were today speaking against the merits of a committee in the Wajir case and rooting for a plenary session. See? Consistent inconsistency. So what informs the House decision on whether to go the committee route or prosecute the governors facing impeachment through a plenary? Political affiliation? Support or opposition for the Building Bridges initiative? Handshake or tanga-tanga groupings? Monetary considerations? Or is it the pursuit of justice, fairness, and prudent management of devolved resources? You see, if a governor is prosecuted through a plenary, it is often perceived to be a public firing exercise. And if the impeachment proceedings are handled through a committee, there are often claims of sums of money being availed to save the embattled governor. You will hear stories of mwosho, moja. So it's always a contest about mob justice versus sanitizing corruption, no matter how innocent or culpable the governor facing impeachment is. Whether they will be sent packing or survive is concluded when senators vote to either go the plenary or committee route, and not so much about the weight of evidence that is presented by the county assembly members against the besieged governor or the strength of such a governor's defense. In the Sonko and Waitito cases, it was obvious that they would not survive. Both were hanged through a plenary. In the Waiguru case, the committee was chaired by Kakamega Senator Cleophas Malala, and it faced a litany of whitewashing allegations. In the Wajir case, there is talk of a predetermined outcome. The Omogeni team has to contend with these perceptions even before it begins its assignment, and its verdict will be subjected to such scrutiny. And because the Wajir governor will not be the last governor to face impeachment, here is my proposal. The Senate must find a consistent way of handling impeachment motions. Otherwise, the House will be seen as a slaughterhouse for some governors and a laundromat for others. The Senate, in my opinion, can consider handling such motions by a special committee whose report, whether it finds the governor culpable or not, must be subjected to House debate in a plenary, and members vote to support, reject, or amend the report. That way, it will be a win-win scenario, and justice will not only be done, but also seen to be done. Finally, allow me to refer our senators to the words of Peggy Noonan, a political columnist for the Wall Street Journal. He says, "Part of courage is simple consistency." Have a consistent end of this week. That's my punchline.